You won't believe what just went down on The View. Dave Chappelle actually stormed off the set after a heated clash that left everyone speechless. What could have possibly triggered such a dramatic exit from one of the most iconic comedians of our time? This wasn't just a simple disagreement. It quickly escalated into a tense confrontation that had viewers glued to their screens, wondering what sparked the fallout and what it means for everyone involved. Before we dive into the full story, I want to ask you, have you ever seen a celebrity walk off a live show? What do you think causes someone to take such a bold step? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's see if your guesses match what actually happened. In this video, we'll break down the entire incident, explore the clash in detail, and discuss the aftermath and what it could mean for Dave Chappelle's public image. To understand why this clash was so intense, it's important to know a bit about the two sides involved. Dave Chappelle is a legendary comedian known for his sharp wit, fearless social commentary, and ability to tackle controversial topics with humor. Over the years, he's built a reputation for speaking his mind, sometimes stirring up strong reactions. On the other side, The View is a daytime talk show famous for its panel of outspoken hosts who often engage in lively debates about politics, culture, and current events. The show has a history of heated discussions, but this time, things went way beyond the usual back and forth. When Chappelle appeared on the show, everyone expected a spirited conversation, but no one expected it to end with him walking off the set. What do you think? Was this clash inevitable, or could it have been avoided? Let me know your thoughts below. The interview started off with the usual energy, with the host asking Chappelle about his latest projects and his views on some recent controversies. But it didn't take long for the tone to shift. The host began pressing Chappelle on some of his more controversial jokes and statements, especially those related to sensitive social issues. Chappelle, known for his unapologetic style, defended his comedy and his right to speak freely. However, as the questions became more pointed and the criticism more direct, the atmosphere grew tense. Chappelle's responses became sharper, and the back and forth quickly escalated. The host challenged him on the impact of his words while Chappelle pushed back, insisting on the importance of artistic freedom. The audience could feel the tension rising, and it was clear this was no ordinary interview. Have you ever been in a debate that got unexpectedly intense? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear how you handled it. Then things took a dramatic turn. After a particularly heated exchange, Dave Chappelle abruptly stood up and stormed off the set, leaving the hosts and audience stunned. The moment was caught live, and viewers everywhere were left wondering what exactly triggered such a sudden exit. Chappelle later explained that he felt attacked and misunderstood, and that the conversation was no longer productive. The hosts expressed surprise and disappointment, but the incident quickly became the talk of social media. Both sides shared their perspectives afterward, but the clash left a lasting impression. What would you have done if you were in Chappelle's shoes? Would you have stayed and tried to calm things down, or walked away? Let me know in the comments. The fallout from this incident was immediate and intense. Social media exploded with reactions, with hashtags related to the clash trending worldwide. Fans of Dave Chappelle defended him, praising his courage to stand up for himself and his art. Critics argued that he was too defensive, and that the hosts were simply doing their job by asking tough questions. Celebrities, comedians, and commentators weighed in, sparking a massive debate about comedy, free speech, and accountability. News outlets dissected every moment of the interview, analyzing Chappelle's body language, the host's questions, and the overall dynamic. This incident has added a new chapter to the ongoing conversation about the role of comedy in society and the limits of public discourse. Which side do you find yourself on? Team Chappelle or Team The View? Vote in the comments. Looking ahead, this clash could have significant implications for Dave Chappelle's career and public image. Will he continue to appear on mainstream platforms, or will he choose to avoid interviews that might lead to confrontations? For The View, the incident might boost ratings but also raises questions about how talk shows handle controversial guests. How far should hosts push their guests, especially when dealing with sensitive topics? Both Chappelle and the show will likely feel the ripple effects of this encounter for some time. What do you think? Should comedians expect this kind of scrutiny? Or is there a line that shouldn't be crossed? Share your thoughts below. Let's break down some of the key moments that led to this fallout. Early in the interview, the host asked Chappelle about his recent Netflix specials and the backlash some of his jokes received. Chappelle defended his work, emphasizing that comedy is meant to challenge and provoke thought. But as the conversation progressed, the host pressed him on specific jokes that many found offensive, especially those touching on race, gender, and identity. Chappelle responded by highlighting the importance of context and intent in comedy, but the hosts weren't satisfied. The back and forth grew more intense, with both sides refusing to back down. If you were watching live, what would you have thought? Was Chappelle justified in his defense, or did the hosts have a point? Let me know. One of the most talked about moments came when the host questioned whether Chappelle's comedy was contributing to social division. Chappelle pushed back hard, arguing that comedy is a mirror to society and that it's meant to spark conversation, not division. This exchange escalated quickly, with voices rising and emotions flaring. The tension was palpable, and it was clear that the interview was heading toward a breaking point. What do you think about comedy's role in society? Should comedians be responsible for the social impact of their jokes, or is it just entertainment? Share your opinion. Then came the moment that shocked everyone. Chappelle abruptly ended the interview by standing up and walking off the set. The hosts were left speechless, and the live audience was stunned. The incident quickly went viral, sparking endless debates about media fairness, artistic freedom, and the challenges of public discourse. Both Chappelle and the hosts later addressed the incident on social media, with Chappelle explaining his reasons and the hosts expressing their side of the story. What's your take? Was Chappelle justified in walking off, or should he have stayed and faced the criticism? Let me know. The public reaction has been intense and divided. Supporters of Dave Chappelle argue that he was unfairly attacked and that his comedy should be protected as free speech. They point out that comedy often pushes boundaries and that Chappelle is known for tackling difficult topics. On the other hand, critics say that comedians have a responsibility to consider the impact of their words and that the hosts were right to challenge him. The incident has reignited discussions about the balance between free expression and social responsibility. Where do you stand on this debate? Is comedy above criticism, or should it be held accountable? Comment below. Looking ahead, this clash could change how Dave Chappelle approaches interviews and public appearances. It might also influence how talk shows handle controversial guests in the future. Should shows be more careful with their questions, or should they continue to push boundaries? This incident will likely be studied and debated for a long time. What do you think? Should talk shows tone down their confrontations or keep pushing no matter what? Let me know your thoughts. So what's your take on this explosive moment? Was Dave Chappelle justified in his responses, or did the View hosts have every right to push him harder? Do you think this clash was a necessary moment of accountability or an embarrassing misstep for both parties? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinions in the comments below and join the conversation. And if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update on this story and other trending topics. There's plenty more drama and news coming your way, so stay tuned because this story is far from over.